Students who are over 21, adult beverages, alcoholic beverages, absolutely. We see that as part of campus amenities and retail.
Find out how the triathlon team did at this year's Wildflower event.
And see why local surfers of all ages and abilities gathered at Pismo Pier this past weekend.
Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to this 30-minute edition of Mustang News. I'm Alexa Bruington.
And I'm Leah Horner. Mustang News starts now. Students are celebrating their individuality through a new exhibit on campus. The I Am Cal Poly exhibit is a display of photographs and personal stories of university students. More than 100 students participated in the I Am Cal Poly campaign, which will be on display until June 5th at Kennedy Library. The purpose of the exhibit is to highlight the diverse cultures and personalities that make up the student population. Campaign participant Mara Garibian thinks it's important for students to celebrate their uniqueness and not feel pressured to conform.
I talked to a lot of students and their pictures up, and these are students who care. That's why they knew about this. You know what I mean? That's why they got involved, because they've been involved themselves and they care about changing the climate here. And now they feel like the campus is appreciating them and supporting them.
An opening reception for the exhibit will be held Friday at Kennedy Library from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
A new portfolio has made its way to the student portal and can offer more creativity and professionalism than a regular resume. Following the motto, Learn by Doing, Cal Poly has partnered with a company called Portfolium, an academic e-portfolio network. Students are able to showcase their work, school projects, and involvement that they do while in college to companies around the country. Portfolium is a free site to all students and graduates and is connected with multiple social networking websites to make communicating and sharing easier. Find out how to access your Portfolium through the Career Services website. And students can feel safer while walking around campus thanks to a new safety app. Tap Shield is an app that empowers students to collaborate with police to build a safer campus community. The app turns your smartphone into a personalized social safety network. Users can also send critical information to public safety officers, helping prevent crime before they happen.
Well, the goal is to be able to have students feel comfortable enough with the application to be able to use it, and obviously use it appropriately, but make sure that students feel safe on campus. That is obviously the ultimate goal.
And the app will allow users to send their location and intended route home to their friends. Users can also report suspicious-looking people and their location directly to university police. Tap Shield can be downloaded for free and for Android and Apple users through the App Store.
Cal Poly students can now use Uber for larger groups and wine tours. Our reporter Sam Doty spent a day with Claudia Wright, who has been an Uber driver since October of 2014. Uber is an app that allows you to hail a ride right from your own smartphone. Uber drivers have different sized cars for multiple services, ranging from a 4-person to up to an 8-person car. Claudia plans on starting a local Uber blog to go into detail about the services.
Well, the wine tour didn't get launched till about a month ago. So we started with Uber X. Then we added about a month ago the wine tours, and that was just in Edna Valley. And they were so successful and so welcomed by the community that they decided to launch the XL, which was the larger vehicle, and then Wine XL, which is a larger vehicle to do the wine tours.
The wine tours range from $30 to $35 an hour in between the time of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Certainly a good thing for the San Luis Obispo area. Cal Poly alumna Kay Radzik Warren is one of 100 semifinalists chosen to establish a permanent settlement on Mars. Warren will find out this year if she will be one of 24 people chosen to get a one-way ticket. Crews are scheduled to depart for the mission in 2026, leaving Earth behind forever.
This colony is going to be my new family. I think that it's important that when we go through life, we realize that those closest to us are in actuality our real families.
Warren says that when the Mars landing module first opens its doors, it will open not only for the first time to humans on Mars, but also for all of humanity.
And coming up after the break, hear what other plans President Armstrong has for Cal Poly's future.
Fields and the surface parking. We want to develop Risolera Creek, much like San Luis Obispo has developed a creek. And so think about, being in class all day and going in the afternoon or evening for dinner on Brizolero Creek.
And blue corduroy jackets took over San Luis Obispo this last weekend. Find out what it was all about after the break.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
We've already shown you a few ideas that President Armstrong has for the future of Cal Poly. I sat down with him and he told me a few of his main goals for the new master plan and the factors that will go into making these a reality for campus.
Increased graduation rates, student housing would do that, better pay for our faculty and staff would enhance student success. Hiring additional faculty and staff, regardless of growth, would improve student success. Now, there's a lot of things that we can do to get more diverse students, more diverse faculty and staff. We've got plans. We'll talk about that at a separate time. But it also is being on campus, having facilities that are conducive to, again, that 24/7, that neighborhood approach. The master planning process does not require that we say how we're going to pay for it. Because think about it, we're 20 years in the future. Our last master plan was 13 years ago, and we accomplished most of it. Over $1 billion in buildings. But as you plan the master plan, you're not required to say how you're going to do it. Now, you will see
Throughout today's show, we'll show you a few more highlights of his master plan. For the full story, you can visit mustangnews.net.
Blue corduroy jackets took over SLO last Saturday. Our reporter Sam Doty finds out what it was all about.
We are part of a national organization that is about 610,000 strong. Here in California, we have about 75,000 members. Here at Cal Poly today, they're competing at the state FFA finals, where about 2,000 agriculture students will be competing in different career development events, from poultry evaluation to cooperative marketing, whatever they're doing, they're all competing here for the state title to hopefully move on to the national competition.
In the high school classrooms, we have them in learn by doing environments where they're learning skills that are transferable into their careers and into jobs after high school. And then this is a way to assess it, to apply it, and for them to practice the things that the agricultural industry and really all kinds of jobs need in their employees.
My main role is there's a state FFA committee that basically helps put this on. They plan it all. I am the advisor of that committee, so I make sure everything gets done and everybody's on task. It's busy. It's a lot of fun, but it's busy and it takes a lot of work. The coolest thing about today is actually, seeing it be done. After planning basically since January, we're actually seeing it get done, and it's just an amazing experience to see all this pay off.
What's cool about FFA is that it allows people to get their hands dirty with agriculture. It allows them to get hands-on experience along with being in the classroom, and not only just taking those hands-on experiences, but applying them and then being able to take away leadership opportunities. So not only are they learning, they're doing, but they're also leading.
And the high school students who won state championships will now compete in the national competition in Louisville, Kentucky this coming October.
The Cal Poly Future Fuels Club wants to make the community more sustainable, so they organized the Central Coast Sustainability Festival. The festival included live music, food, and Cal Poly student clubs geared toward sustainable technology. Nick Motertes, Vice President of Future Fuels, said they wanted to bring students in the community together to talk about realistic, sustainable solutions.
With an idea of something that they can do to help out, to be a little more sustainable in their own lives. Something small like conserving water, or something they never thought of.
This was the club's first year organizing the event, and they plan on doing it again next year.
And while the Central Coast may not be recognized for large swells, that didn't stop local surfers from riding them, and all for a good cause. Wine Waves and Beyond is an annual surf and wine event that celebrates the best of San Luis Obispo County. The event took place in Pismo Beach April 29th and continued until May 3rd. But this was not your average surf competition. Not only was there men and women's heats, but a challenged athletes and local brewmasters heat. The event included generations of family members that were able to surf together and against each other in various heats.
I love surfing here and surfing like these local contests because they're just a little more low-key. It's not like that competitive ego vibe. It's more like family, we're just having fun. And
over the last 5 years, the event has raised $100,000 for local nonprofit organizations. This year's proceeds will benefit Glean Slow and Still Frothy. And it was a little windy out at the Wine Waves and Event Beyond last weekend, but it was mostly clear.
However, this weekend we may see a little bit of rain and it might clear up. Aubrey Baum will have the full forecast after the break. But first, here is President Armstrong with his goal for on-campus housing.
We want to increase our student housing by likely 5,000 beds. Right today, we house around 38% of our students. We want to take that up to 65%. Still opportunity.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Starting today and towards the end of the week, you might want to pull out your raincoats because we're looking at a possible chance of rain today and tomorrow, with the skies clearing up towards the weekend through Monday. For today's weather, we're looking at a high of 61 and a low of 50. It's looking pretty chilly in San Luis Obispo today, with temperatures right now at about 55. And in Los Osos, we have about the similar temperatures with 56. And as we head a little bit southbound towards Avila Beach, we're looking at slightly warmer temperatures with 59, and even warmer temperatures up in Paso Robles and Atascadero. As we continue to head southbound, we'll be looking at temperatures in the early 60s in Arroyo Grande and Napomo and Santa Maria. For the 5-day forecast for today and tomorrow, we're looking at a possible chance of rain with lows of 50 throughout the week. And as we head towards the weekend, skies will be clearing up and temperatures will be warming all through Monday. And that's all we have for weather today. Back to you at the desk.
Lacrosse team will wrap up their season this weekend. Stay tuned to see where they will travel for the postseason. Plus, we'll have the results of the first game of the WCLA tournament.
But before that, one final thought from President Armstrong about his plan, including a year-round schedule that might help out with long-term internships.
So what this system would allow is a student could go 4 quarters in a row, take 2 quarters off. And again,
every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude? I'm loving your jacket.
Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
And the women's lacrosse team ends their season this week in Virginia Beach. I caught up with the team before they left on Monday. The Cal Poly women's lacrosse team is traveling to Virginia Beach this week for the national championship tournament. Carrying a 9 seed, the Mustangs had 2-a-days this week to prepare for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
This week we pushed them hard, you know. We've been conditioning them all season, so this week we really were just like focusing on fine-tuning everything, really. Just getting them to hone on their skills.
The team has a 10-2 record, including a statement win against previously undefeated UCLA. Through the course of the season, the team has come together around senior leadership on and off the field.
We're family. You know, we look out for each other. We eat together. We play together. We have fun. So, yeah, that definitely helps build our team and definitely builds our focus and our intensity on the field just as much.
The WCLA Championship kicks off Wednesday at 2 p.m. It is single elimination, but teams play an entire tournament to decide national rankings. Check MustangNews.net for results of the tournament. Tom Nork, Mustang News.
And unfortunately, the Mustangs dropped the first game 11-10 against Virginia Tech. They play next against Maryland later today. And the Mustangs baseball team was able to pick up a W in their midweek matchup against San Jose State. Freshman right-hander Jared Zill pitched 6 solid innings and picked up his 3rd win of the season. Second baseman Mark Mathias and left fielder Zach Zahner provided key offensive sparks as Cal Poly won 5-1. The Mustangs are now 22-23 overall this season, going into the last 3 series, all of which are Big West Conference rivals.
We're right in the middle of the pack with the rest of these guys. Irvine's at the top right now, so 2 out of 3 or maybe a sweep would definitely put us in a good spot to win league.
The first 3-game series is May 8th through the 10th against first place UC Irvine. Game is at 6:30 p.m. at Anteater Ballpark in Irvine. And the triathlon team is resting up after a busy weekend at the Wildflower Triathlon Festival at Lake San Antonio. Reporter Avra Baum camped out at the event and found out what goes into racing a triathlon.
The weather was hot and spirits were high at Lake San Antonio this past weekend, where our Cal Poly Triathlon team raced against thousands of other athletes at the 33rd Wildflower Triathlon Festival. The triathletes competed in the long course, the mountain bike race, and on Sunday, the team raced in the Olympic distance event. The athletes started off with about a 1-mile swim, and after getting out of the water, they ran uphill for 2.2 miles for the first part of the run portion, then transitioned to bike for about 25 miles, and completed the course with the remaining 4 miles of the run. Sean Sullivan, a third-year biology major, appreciates the support from his teammates after a long year of training.
I've been kind of training off and on this whole year. I was training more for nationals, which was last weekend. I'm just kind of doing this race for fun because everybody comes out. We have about 80 people out here. So it's kind of one big family cheering each other on.
Sean and a UC Davis triathlete grabbed hands as they approached the finish line together and completed the race with the same time. Many Cal Poly athletes were among the first to cross the finish line, with Scott Cullifer placing 2nd overall and 1st in his age group. Dylan Hollinger placed 4th and had the fastest bike split in the Olympic course, and Devin Volk placed 6th.
Devin Volk from Corvallis, Oregon.
Upon finishing, the athletes were greeted by dozens of Cal Poly volunteers with water, a towel to cool them off, and a shiny medal as a keepsake from the eventful weekend. Avra Baum, Mustang News.
To see the full results of the triathlon, visit trycalifornia.com. And the Cal Poly track and field team is set to open competition at the 46th Annual Big West Conference Championships this week. The decathlon and heptathlon will kick off the championships May 8th through the 9th at UC Riverside. Sophomores Jessica Davis, Jessica Rasmussen, and freshman Kirby Rubach will represent the Mustangs in the heptathlon. Competing in the decathlon are sophomores Ivy Adair, Ted Scranton, and Danny Yeager. Following the multi-event days, the finals are May 15th and 16th. Catch Day 2 on Fox Sports Prime Ticket. And that's all the hot Mustang sports action we've got for this week. Tune in next week for results of the track and field championship. Leah, Alexa, back to you.
Coming up, see how one professor has made a lasting impact on the drama program at Cal Poly. And we'll tell you about the woman who has over 1,000 outfits like this in her closet.
A group of singers are preparing for their spring show. Lots of singing. We'll tell you which group that is next.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face! In your face!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude?
I'm loving your jacket.
Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills?
Check.
Driver's license?
Check.
And a high school diploma or GED.
Skip the drama. Get your GED.
I got that.
You are.
Take that first step towards a better future and sign up for free classes now at yourged.org.
Hello and welcome. I hope you're all having a beautiful Thursday morning. Let's jump into your art stories for the week. The Anthem Poetry Slam is back for another year of edge off your seat performances and passionate competition. Every year in the spring, 5 of Cal Poly's slam poets are selected to take the stage for a night of culture, passion, and thought-provoking personal experiences. 2 of this year's poets are Stephen Meade and Joshua Merchant. The slam competition is on May 11th in Chumash Auditorium. Admission is free and doors open at 6:30 and the show starts at 7 o'clock. Most people would give anything to have over 1,000 outfits in their closet, but this costume designer is about to let that all go. I have more on the story to tell you why.
My husband got into the, it was called Pacific Repertory Opera at the time, so I figured if he got into sing, I ought to be able to. I was kind of conceited, but I figured I'd make it, so I did.
Arroyo Grande resident Cynthia Vest's love for the opera led her to be more than just a voice.
The music was so beautiful, and there wasn't enough money to make the sets or the costumes great. And so I just sort of started thinking, what would make this better?
Vest has a do-it-yourself attitude, which is why when she saw a problem with the costumes, she fixed it.
They changed costumers at that time, and I didn't like the costume she was designing. So I started doing costumes.
Vest relied on a friend to help show her how to design, not letting her lack of skills stop her.
Whoever stops learning is crazy.
Vest designed for several operas in the county, including Cal Poly's Student Opera Theater.
If the stage and the costumes and the music don't go together, then you have this kind of a fight going on in your mind, and it's really upsetting. But I think that the costumes make a world of difference.
Now, 20 years and more than 1,000 costumes later, she is retiring. Vest is now focusing her attention on painting because her growing family has brought new priorities.
I want to be able to leave some legacy for them, and costumes is not a legacy.
To a space where opera costume builders can use them to make future costumes. Back to you, Leah and Alexa.
That's all we have time for on this edition of Mustang News. We're going to leave you with this video of That's the Key, who will be performing their spring performance this weekend.
You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. Oh.